So this week's been a little rough start here on the farm. We got about 6 inches of snow yesterday. Got a lot of stuff we still want to get done before lambing, so that's going to kind of get in the way of it and slow us down on some of that progress. But first, before we start on any of that, the vet is on her way here right now because our ram Rusty has developed an abscess here on his chest. So she's going to take a look at it and tell us what we need to do to get that taken care of. So Rusty's been acting normal, not acting sick or anything like that. We haven't been able to find any cuts on his chest or anything where he might have like an infection from, so we're not really sure how this developed. It doesn't really seem to be bothering him other than he likes to get up here on the gate and rub it. So we decided to have the vet come out this morning and take a look at it. So the vet did end up having to lance that abscess on the ram, but I'm just going to add this at the end of the vlog just because I'm trying to avoid getting reported for community guideline strikes with that part of this video. So you can check it out at the end of the vlog if you want to. So I'm over here at the bank barn now. We had about a month's worth of hay stacked here in this wagon. We were going to end up moving it over to the barn to the house there. That way we'd have it on hand all throughout lambing. We wouldn't really have to worry about bringing hay over. But we got a little bit more snow yesterday than predicted. It's still sticking around, and there's more snow coming tonight. And I really don't feel like dragging this wagon out and messing with all that through all the snow and making a mess everywhere. So I just put another week's worth of hay in the back of the truck. I'm going to take that over to the house and unload it on the wagon there. But the cows are out of hay also, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a round bale out for them now. Get back. So they're already starting to go to work, eating that bale. I like to get out here and change it when it gets this low. Last night I checked it. I saw that they probably had the equivalent of a square bale or two left in the bottom, and I figured I'd just go ahead and leave that out there for them, kind of force them into eating that down, because once I take that ring off, they just get in there and mud it down and lay in it, and they'll just won't go back to eating it, and I just wanted them to consume as much of that bale as they could. This year I'm kind of glad we decided to not go ahead and add an additional 5 steers to this group. Normally that's what we carry throughout the winter. It would be a group this size plus an additional 5 steers. Last year we were going through a bale probably about every 5 days. This year it was been 4 days, and now we're down to about 3 to 3.5 days we need a bale. There really wasn't as much grass out here for us this year. This fall it got kind of dry and there just wasn't as much regrowth, so we didn't have as much storage forage for them for this winter grazing. So they've been burning through these bales pretty good, but we should have plenty of bales, especially since we don't have those extra 5 steers out here. So that was probably a really good decision looking back on it now. So it seems to be working out good for us because they've been burning up this hay this winter. We've been out here, like I said, every couple days popping them out a new bale. So we're in here checking on Rusty right now. He's standing up, moving around. He really hasn't acted down at all today after the vet had came and checked him out. She showed up, checked all his vitals, made sure everything was going on. He didn't have a temperature or anything like that. I told him he hasn't been off feed or anything. He hasn't been acting sluggish. So they stuck a needle in that bump, drew some out of it, and it did have some pus in there. So we ended up rolling him up on his back. They made a decision to drain it out and clean it out. There was a lot of fluid in there. It was pretty rough. Lot came out. We flushed it, got it really good and clean, gave him some antibiotics, some medicine on top of that. Basically, that's all we have to do right now. It's nice that we don't have to worry about flies because of the temperature. That would be a concern if it was the middle of summer or something, flies get in there causing infection. With the cool temperatures right now, that's not a problem. We keep their pen pretty clean. We keep it pretty good bedded down with fresh straw throughout the week, so we're not really too worried about that. So right now we're just going to leave that incision open so that way it can drain. Just checking, make sure that he's doing okay, acting, normal. And in a couple days we might flip him up on his back again, just take a look at it, make sure no straws in there or anything like that. She said that's just going to have to drain and naturally, stay open and heal slowly, so that way they can shrink back down from all the swelling. Right now, looking at it, it's still swelled up a little bit, which she said that would look like that. It gets some swelling in time here from it first happening. So everything seems pretty right on par with what she said it would look like. He's up. So we're just going to leave him alone, not really bother him too much, but just keep an eye on him. So now is the portion of the lancing of the abscess. I had to edit out some of it just so that way it would kind of meet the guidelines that YouTube sets forth. So here's that portion of the vet visit now.
All right, buddy. Easy, dude. This should feel so much better. Oh.